A sigh of relief. There's no new cases in Queensland in the last 24 hours. We certainly, this is the best result we could have hoped for. Another donut day. I think the health minister's just bought us a couple of donuts to celebrate what is a great result, and as a credit to how Queenslanders do as we ask them to do. They wear their masks, they scan their QR codes, they socially distance. You can see all of that happening here at the Kite Festival, and that's what's stood us in such great stead. Of course, people have continued to get tested. We're not out of the woods yet. We do need to continue to monitor the situation, particularly south of the river down through Logan and into the Gold Coast. But this is the best result we could have hoped for at this point of the outbreak.
Thank you very much, Deputy Premier. Yes, a big sigh of relief, but we're not there yet. Thank you to every single person who came out and got tested yesterday, over 12,000. Thank you to every single person who keeps wearing their mask. That's genuinely what's keeping Queensland safe. So we didn't get any new cases yesterday. We did get confirmation that 2 of those 3 gentlemen who crossed the border from New South Wales into Queensland, and then one of them went and stayed with this family who's then tested positive. We did get confirmation yesterday that 2 of those 3 have tested positive. So I'm now confident that's where the virus came into Queensland to infect those 5 people. But those 2 people had minimal exposure in Queensland. So they had not been around and about. So that is good news. They had been down in the Gold Coast, so I would ask that anyone in the Gold Coast, any symptoms at all, no matter how mild, please come forward and get tested, and that everyone, anywhere, with any symptoms, come forward and get tested. I do thank that family, that mother of the 13-year-old girl, for coming forward so quickly to get tested, because it meant we could immediately get that school into quarantine before there was any spread. And I thank those 1,000 families who now are in quarantine at home for 14 days. That is really tough on them. I fully understand that, and I thank them very, very much for doing that. And we'll continue to work with those families, continue to test them, but given that they're now in quarantine, that risk is less. Now, we have had a few other notifications that I need to let people know about. So there's been a miner who works in West Africa who returned home from West Africa and went home to Charters Towers and Townsville and tested positive, but I'm very, very confident that's a historical case. So we'll do some more investigations there, but I'm not concerned. He was getting tested again on his way out of the country to go back to West Africa and tested positive, but he had been in quarantine in Sydney and had tested negative there, then went home and has subsequently tested positive. So I think that's some persistent shedding. I'm not concerned about it, but it's important that we work that through. Then also New South Wales has notified us of another positive truck driver who has been in the Queensland community while infectious. So I'll just check those double. So that was on the 7th and 8th of September that this truck driver came into Queensland while infectious and travelled through Brisbane. So we'll just be checking any exposure venues from that truck driver. It's really, really important though. We're seeing these continual incursions, but if everyone does what they've been doing, we'll work through this. So it really and truly is get tested with even the most minor of symptoms. We just don't know where in the state this might happen. So please, throughout the state, it's really important, get tested and wear masks. So unless you can genuinely socially distance when you're outside, wear a mask, and inside in all venues, just wear a mask unless you're seated and eating and drinking. And if we just do that, we won't need to do it for too much longer because soon we'll have everyone vaccinated. So please keep coming forward and getting vaccinated. Every single day we're seeing more people get vaccinated, and that's fantastic. And the sooner we've got the vast majority of Queenslanders from 12 years of age and older vaccinated, we'll be able to remove the restrictions. So thank you very much.